One day, a dervish was sitting under a tree next to a running river. As the water ran and made turns and twists in the body of the river, the lines of poetry ran and made turns and twists in the mind and soul of the dervish. The dervish recited poems. They poured out of him, poem after poem and poem after poem and poem after poem. When all of a sudden, a dark-winged bird dropped a baby mouse right in front of the dervish. The dervish picked up the baby mouse. He put the baby mouse on a leaf and carefully placed the baby mouse on his lap. The dervish began to stroke and rock the baby mouse to and fro, to and fro, to and fro. The dervish knew how to move into his body and move out of his body. He knew how to move into his mind and move out of his mind. He knew how to move into his emotions and move out of his emotions, to and fro, to and fro, to and fro. The river is cooling off the jogs. The tree is rocking the robe. The air is putting the sandals to sleep. The bird is watching the dervish. The dervish is listening to the birds, to the wind rustling through the leaves, to the roots growing beneath him, to the breath of the river passing out and in, out and in, out and in. The dervish stood up. He put the baby mouse with a leaf around it on his kashkool, his metal bag. He put his kashkool on his shoulder and headed towards his house. As he was moving, as he was walking home, new thoughts took over him. The dervish started to doubt himself. He started to question himself. He said to himself, maybe I shouldn't be taking this baby mouse home. Maybe it's too much trouble for my family and for my wife to take care of a baby mouse. His head turned into a crowded rag market. You see, I forgot to tell you. I forgot to tell you that this dervish was not an ordinary dervish. He had extraordinary powers and skills. People used to call him Darvish Mustajab Daweh, meaning the chosen one, the selected one, the one whose wish would always come true. Darvish Mustajab Daweh, the pious ascetic, kneeled down on the ground. He lifted his hands up towards the sky. He made a wish. The dervish was whispering something. I'm not really sure what he was whispering, but I'm just guessing. I'm just guessing that he was saying, I create as I speak, 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 I create. Something from the earth was connected to his body to his soul to his heart to his mind to the air above to the birds to the mountain to the wind to the cloud to the sun. Yes, the dervish did it. He did it. The baby mouse was transformed into the most beautiful body and face of a girl. The girl was more beautiful than the sun. آفتاب رخسارش آتش در سایه چاه زد. More beautiful than the moon. سایه زلفش دود از خرمن ماه برآورد. The dervish took the girl to one of his disciples. Right before leaving his disciple, he turned to him and said, "My friend, I'm leaving this girl in your care. Raise her up, educate her like your own children." His disciple put his hand on his chest and bowed down. Some years passed by. The girl grew into a woman. She mastered the rules and laws of nature, astrology, philosophy, poetry. She learned to weave carpets, ride horses, sing songs, play instruments. The dervish visited his disciple and found out that the girl has grown into an intelligent woman. He turned to her and said, "It is time for you to get married now. Between all the men and all the angels, choose anyone you desire, and I shall make your wish come true." The girl said, "I wish to marry the most capable, the most powerful, the most skillful of all." The dervish was shocked. He said, "It seems like you wish to marry the sun. Do you wish to marry the sun?" Yes, I wish to marry the sun." The dervish called the sun. He opened his heart to the sun. He said to the sun, this girl is the most beautiful, the most intelligent. Have her as your companion. Marry her." The sun listened well. The sun spoke out. The sun said, "The cloud, being able to block my light, is the most capable, the most powerful, the most skillful of all." The dervish called the cloud. The cloud said, "The wind, being able to move me around, is the most capable, the most powerful, the most skillful." The dervish called the wind. The wind said, "The mountain, being able to stand so firm, is the most capable, the most powerful, the most skillful." The dervish called the mountain. The mountain said, "The mouse, being able to make holes in my body, is the most powerful, the most skillful. The mouse is my husband. I shall marry the mouse." The girl cried out. The dervish called the mouse. He opened his heart to the mouse. He said to the mouse, this girl is the most beautiful, the most intelligent. Have her as your companion. Marry her." The mouse listened well. The mouse spoke out. The mouse said, "I shall marry one of my own kind." The dervish kneeled down on the ground. He lifted his hands up towards the sky. He made a wish. "I create as I speak, I create as I speak, I create. I create as I speak, I create as I speak, I create as I speak, I create as..." Something from the sun was connected to the cloud. From the cloud to the wind, from the wind to the mountain, from the mountain to the birds, from the birds to the air above, from the air above to the mind of the dervish, from his mind to his soul, from his soul to his heart, from his heart to his body, from his body to the earth beneath. Yes, the dervish did it. The dervish did it again. The most beautiful body and face of that woman was transformed into a mouse. The dervish put their hands together and watched them disappearing into a hole in the mountain. Sat under a tree next to a running river. As the water ran and made turns and twists in the body of the river, the lines of poetry ran and made turns and twists in the mind and soul of the dervish. He recited poems. They poured out of him, poem after poem and poem